Hi Jayaprakash,
Hello.
welcome to the interview. Uh, Lovely watching your film yesterday, house full, and cheers at the end. How did you feel after the screening?
How did you feel? I cannot describe it in one word actually. What I felt, I cannot quantify. It was amazing. I think any filmmakers or any artist dream is the applause or the appreciation you get at the end of it. So, as an artist, yes, it was amazing. An amazing feeling actually.
So you started off as an actor, and you've acted in the film also.
Yeah.
And this is your debut film. So, could you talk a bit about this transition from front of the camera to behind the camera?
Okay, see, primarily I am an actor. I trained in acting from Seattle, where I was working as a software engineer, and I quit my job and I came to Chennai in 2006, and it's almost now 9 years. I've been a struggling actor, done small roles and stuff like that. But in that process, cinema draws you in the Chennai Film Festival, and you get to watch a lot of films, and you kind of, I think, subconsciously understand the process. You can differentiate between a good film, a bad film, or the aesthetics of it and stuff like that. So I think that somehow built inside me, and one reason is also because I didn't get an opportunity as an actor. So I always had this thing that inside me saying, "Hey, you have to do something. It won't come to you. You have to do something." So I think that probably triggered this direction shift. And people whom I talk to my friends when we discuss about films, they sometimes tell me, I think you sometimes talk like a director if you can make films. And probably what they told me, and what the frustration I had inside me of not getting enough roles, probably that triggered the initial thing. And then I worked on it, watching films and reading whatever material I could find with related to direction, and especially script writing. I thought that is the one area which is very weak, and so there is a lot of material on the net, and a lot of people have written great books about that, and I think probably those helped me to put this together, I think.
And very interesting topic for the first film. Could you talk about where did you get the idea from? Is it based on a true story?
Actually, this is not my first film as a writer. I wrote my first script to be directed by one of my friend, which didn't take off, and I wanted to work with him as an co-director and assistant director and a writer, and learn the process. But that didn't take off for 1 year, and I am a pretty restless guy. I cannot keep waiting for something to happen. So again, I would say the frustration of not doing that. I thought, okay, now no point waiting for anyone. I will write my script, I will direct it, and I will act in it. That's what I thought. And then when that idea came, it was like, okay, now if I have to do it, then someone should produce it. No one is going to do it for me. I am a first time director. I have not worked with anyone.
Right.
Then I had to get a script or an idea which I can, the location should be controlled, and the budget should be controlled, and so that is how I think the restrictions that you create around you, I think sometimes creates something beautiful. So this triggered me to keep thinking about an idea which would be interesting and which could be shot in a small budget in a small place and stuff like that. So those restrictions triggered me to this. And once what happened, I was talking to my teacher on Skype. He is in Seattle, and he was asking me about my acting career here, and I told him it's very frustrating, nothing is happening. So he said, why don't you use the new media? See, now digital technology has grown, and you have Skype, it's a camera, we are speaking, you can build something on this. Use this to shoot something, learn editing, do something on your own. No one is going to give you work. So I just asked him, like, what if JD, and his name is JD Coburn, so I call him JD. I tell that I am going to commit suicide now, and just watch me. He said, oh, that's very scary. He said, yeah, I think it's an interesting idea, I'll work on it. So that was over, long back. And when this thing happened, like I want to write a story which is small, I thought I'll use that idea. Okay, now two people sitting, on a Skype conversation, and one person wants to die, and the other person is made to watch it live. And when I just pitched this idea to anyone, they were like, "This is amazing. This, it'll be very interesting." People just got hooked by that idea. Now converting this idea to a story, that's another long story. Okay, that again it took me 2 years, to structure it and to put a theme to it so that it is meaningful, and that took some time, some research, and online. I researched a lot about suicide and online something, and since the story is set in online world, you need something that relates to, or that has to do something with the cyber world itself, right? I could have easily gone for something like he or she is going to die because he's frustrated in life, because his girlfriend usko chhod diya, or he's going to die of cancer, or I could have touched any theme that way, but I wanted a theme which is specific to this itself. So when I went, it was very easy, MMS scandals, and you type, then obviously suicide is associated with a lot of people, commit suicide because of a lot of MMS scandals and stuff like that. So then I related that, and so I fictionalized the entire thing. And also there is one real incident called the Amanda Todd story, Suicide Note, which you can search on the net. So she actually died like one of the character in the film, showing the suicide note and stuff like that. So I just picked that and played it around.
Quite interesting. So obviously the story was driven a lot by the constraints that
Exactly, that's right.
You faced.
Yes.
Also, I think there is the additional challenge of still making it exciting, right? You have two people talking over Skype, set in two rooms, which is very gripping. The story is very gripping, but you have to ensure that it does not become monotonous, because it's just two rooms and two settings. So how did you work around that?
That again I'm telling, right? I'm the books I read on screenwriting, that helped me a lot. But one thing I was very conscious is that when I watch a film, generally everyone are storytellers. You watch a film, you along with the story, you tell a story to yourself. Acha, after this is going to happen. And generally it gives a high to people who watch, and when they predict a story, and if it does not happen, it goes somewhere else, and now again it's interested, again they get interested in the story. So that is there. So I consciously, while writing, one thing I consciously did was the plot points. Generally in films, before interval you have some 4 plot points, and after that 4, depends on the story, okay, but that is the place where the story changes, right? Now in my film I just forgot about that number, and I thought when I keep writing and when I am bored, I will change the flow. I will make the protagonist or the antagonist to say something else so that the story goes somewhere else. Now when I get bored, I change something around that. I had the end already, the middle and everything was there, but this flow I wrote it down, line by line. Then after that, the next challenge was to write the dialogues, because that is what gets the monotony, and that's what makes people really bored and not connected. When characters repeat something a lot, the audience disconnect from. So that actually took a lot of time. Sometime one character would say something, and I would be sitting, and probably evening I will get an answer to what the other person is going to say. So that writing took some time, and writing the dialogues took some time, and I think that also played a very important role in making it interesting.
Also, what makes it very interesting is that apart from you who was acting in the one of the two main leads, I think the other guy, Anand Sami, like you were saying, is an exceptional actor. He's really played the part really well. Could you talk about the casting and how that happened?
Definitely. I, he's actually brilliant. I saw him in one Malayalam film called Passenger. So he has done a small role in the film, and he did a brilliant what to say performance in the film, and his eyes add that.
The big bulging eyes.
Yes, yes. So I forgot about that. I mean, that time I was an actor, and as an actor, I was appreciating his work. And when I was writing this, the lead character, I obviously, you know, I'm a selfish guy, and I wanted to do that. That's the best role. But when I wrote and I finished the script, I decided I will not act in this film. Even the other role I was not supposed to do. And what I initially did is I went around like any other filmmaker to pitched it to actors and producers in Tamil cinema. It didn't work. They told the film is very bold, and for a first time filmmaker it won't work, and the money and all those things. Then I decided to produce it myself. Then if I have to produce it myself, then I have to go to a first time actor or a, you know, a new actor who is not introduced in film. So then I had Anand Sami in mind. I went and I told him, you know, this is the thing, and I gave him the script. So he loved it, and he came on board. And then we worked on a little bit, you know, we changed this hairstyle, we changed things, and he worked very hard. I mean, I was very happy that, you know, he took the script, he prepared very well, and he would come on to the location, and before night he would call and ask what scenes we are going to shoot, and we explained to him, and we used to ask a lot of questions, discuss, and it was amazing actually working with him. And his training for 15 years, that helped a lot, you know. That's what a trained actor brings to screen. See, anyone can act. I mean, see, now anyone, you know, goes in front of a screen and does a role, and sometimes it clicks and works, and they end up becoming actor. But the actor's talent, I think, is the emotional depth they have. That, I think, comes from training, or by reading a lot of books, or maybe he should have that experience in his life. Maybe he has traveled a lot, or he has experienced a lot of things. So either of these things should be there, or you should be exceptionally, like some people are just born like that.
So also the film, a lot of it is in English. You know, I was just wondering why that is the case. Because given the characters, I think they could have been in Tamil also.
Definitely. Initially the script was written in English, and it was translated to Tamil. And after translating to Tamil, we had this workshop with actors. You know, there was another actor whom I had cast in the role of Arvind, and it didn't come through. Something was missing in the way, maybe the way it was translated, or I don't know, something was not working. And then when me and my cinematographer Sir Kadir, we were speaking about it, then we thought, why not just make it in English? Because this is a very contemporary subject, and on Facebook or on any WhatsApp or so, any social media, we generally type in English. We think in English. Though we don't speak, we do that most of the time. See, now I'm speaking with you in English, and I meet someone else, I speak in another language, and that is what India is. And when I thought about this, no one has made a film. They have made, but it will be mostly like accented English, proper English. I think Nagesh Kuknur made that Hyderabad Blues, something like similar, where normal English and people speak in Telugu and stuff like that. So I thought, why not just go ahead and do it? I mean, this guy does not know, you know, Tamil, so what's the big deal? Speak in Tamil. And I told, and when I told Anand Sami, he said, okay, nice idea, but you know, I'm not doing the role. I cannot do it, because I'm not, I don't know very well to speak English, and I have not even done theatre in English language. So I said, no, you think about it. Don't come to a conclusion, you think about it. So he took one day's time, and the next day again he said, okay, I'll try. And I said, you don't worry about it. No grammar, nothing. I'm not going to correct you. In the flow, like how you speak English to a, you know, someone who does not understand Tamil, you just do that. So he improvised, you know. So if you see, when he's speaking English, he'll be speaking Tamil in between.
Right.
So he improvised.
He has the most lines in non-English, right?
Yeah.
Your character just is more
I'm responding
in English.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Also, the film has, you know, screens, like it has, you know, the camera lens hai. You have this, you know, laptop, you have the smartphone,
Skype,
you're on
yeah,
Facebook,
yeah.
you're
Yeah,
on Skype. Is that also something? Obviously, that is something that, you know, we all kind of notice, and you know, around us, we're almost all the time on the screen.
yeah, yeah.
Was that something that you consciously tried to do because of the nature of the film, because it is about seeing and it is about voyeurism, and you also used the mirror a lot because you're looking into the mirror.
Yeah, basically the mirror idea was my cinematographers and the art director, because the room is small.
Right.
You need a bigger depth, and as a director, when the mirror was kept, I thought, yes, this also adds a symbolism or a thing to the story, where what you are is not what you are. There is always a reflection of yours, what you show people and what you actually are.
Right.
So we used that kind of, you know, in a couple of shots you could see the focus shifting from the mirror to him.
Right.
You know, those things were consciously done.
Right. And how easy or difficult was it to get a producer then?
I didn't get a producer.
So you produced it yourself?
I had some property, I sold it, and a couple of my friends pitched in, and the cinematographer, the music director of this film, Siddharth Vipin, he has put you know, a little more money into it.
Right.
So he's come in as a co-producer of the film, and a lot of people helped me. And one, my friend Balaji, who has done the coloring of this film, he's the one who actually really motivated me to even go ahead and start. I went and narrated the story to him. He said, just do it. You somehow finish the shoot. I'll help you. Okay, we'll finish it. So I said, no, Balaji, I don't have the money. He said, you don't worry about it. You somehow finish the film and you come to me. I'll help you. So till today, he's helping me out. The DCPs, the Blu-rays, the coloring of the film, and you know, any small shows I do. Shows means if I want to show it to some people, you know, I call him and say, Balaji, like they want to see the film. Okay, bring them to my studio. So there are a lot of people who have helped me. Maybe they like the story. I should not say me. They help the story to come out.
Right. And you've been to quite a few festivals now, traveling across India. How has the response been?
Response was amazing. Actually, it started off with Delhi. It's called the Bioscope Global Film Festival. It was a small festival, but it's very big for me because they recognized the work and they awarded the Best Writer Award for the film. Then we screened in Chennai under the Indian Panorama section. That was very, you know, I was very afraid of that because the same question like you asked, I was afraid that people would come and tell, why did you do it, why you didn't do it in Tamil, and I thought they would not understand the film, or you know, but it was the reverse. They all loved it and they appreciated the work, and they specifically some you know, assistant directors and you know, the film, they came and told me, it's good that you did it in this English. You know, this the way Anand Sami speaks is very easy to for people to understand,
because it's
especially
their
in
kind of English.
Their kind of English. So in Chennai, it was, they enjoyed it just like a Tamil film, and you know, for the dialogues and for the scenes, for shots, they were clapping, and you know, that was very nice. I didn't expect that kind of. It was very nice. Pune, they were very serious audience, and fortunately, this buzz which the Chennai created and some newspapers, you know, they were kind enough to write about the film. So Pune already people knew about the film, and you know, it was packed house. And since Chennai experienced this, Pune also I thought, okay, they would clap or they will at least respond, but they were so quiet and they were just watching. And I thought, okay, let's see. But after the film, they were like, it was amazing. It was they all stood up and it was standing ovation. They wanted me to speak, and they all were there for 15 minutes, and they were asking a lot of questions, technical questions like what camera are you using, graphics, how did you work, and so I think all film institute students and little more serious film buff side, I think.
Right.
Pune was really amazing actually.
Right. So
And now Bangalore yesterday,
Right.
Which you
was
know,
a houseful, yeah.
was houseful, and you saw, and they spoke to me after the. It is nice, yeah.
And so what's the plan now? Like, are you working towards a release? I'm assuming that would be the.
Obviously, that is what everyone wants to recover the money and take it to the wider audience.
Right.
But after this festival responses, I would like to take it even more festivals. A lot of people came and spoke to me yesterday. Like, I am trying to send it to some international festivals too. Let's see. I don't know.
So could you talk a bit about this cinematography of the film and the cinematographer? I hear that he's a big cinematographer down in South.
Yes, he's very big. His film Kattradu Tamil was a brilliant work, then followed by Subramaniapuram. And so when I decided to direct it and do it on my own, I really thought I wanted a experienced cinematographer, because since it is happening in this one room, the shots cannot be monotonous. It cannot be repeating, and you need a very experienced cinematographer. And I spoke to Kadir. I met him and told him the one line of the story. He was interested. He took the script, and then he told JP, February I'm free. If you think you can start the work in Feb, we can do it. So I should say he's one reason why I started it that soon, because I didn't want to miss him. I didn't want to miss his date. And at that point I didn't have the money also. So when he told Feb, can we go, I just spontaneously said yes. Then uske baad I arranged the money and everything, and we went for the shoot, and it was amazing to have him, and the kind of experience he brought to the film, like you would have seen.
Right.
We worked very close actually, and he was the reason why I took up the role of Arvind. Actually, initially it was another actor who was supposed to do that role. He was much more good looking and handsome, and he has that charm, for that character. But then it didn't work out for some reason, and at the last moment I had to come in, and it was Kadir who told me, don't worry, I won't let bad shots go through, so I will tell you if you have about your work, and then we can discuss, we can see the monitor and then fix things, so nothing to worry about that. And he was there throughout the film, I should say. And editing, he will come and sit. Dubbing, if I'm doing, he'll ask, where are you? Dubbing, okay, I'll also come. He'll come and sit. And throughout the film, we traveled together, and now we are good friends. Happy to know him and work with him actually. Amazing experience, learn a lot of stuff, lot of things actually.
Could you talk a bit about the cameras that you've taken? A lot of it is handheld, it seems. So could you talk? Was it shot on some of the bigger cameras like Red or Arri Alexa, or was it a lot of 5D?
Lot of Blackmagic. For the flashback portions, I used we used Red Dragon, and one of the finest lenses, Canon lenses, the latest lenses, whatever we got. Don't ask me technically what it is called, I don't remember. And for the portions inside the house, it was mostly handheld, and we used Blackmagic and 5D for the laptop shots, because it was giving those lines.
Right.
And we used a lot of GoPros for the wide, shots. Lot of GoPros. And for one of the shots, I think even we used 7D also.
Right, so a lot of cameras. Right, and another interesting thing which we forgot earlier was about the use of masks, which was very interesting, and you used Salman Khan very intelligently.
No, it just happened that way. It was not very conscious, but I liked somewhere online when I was doing researching for the film, I saw this user ID called Salman Boy. That kind of hit me, and I used the same thing. So since he's a Salman Boy, I thought, okay, I'll have a Salman mask, and everyone who is going to go online, they want to show themselves as someone else. Mostly people on Facebook, they don't put their own profile picture. Right. So I thought, let us start off with a mask. Right. And the mask also add to the story, like you know how it works.
Right.
That's the reason. And yeah, camera, I should say, when we also use the Skype cameras, right? It was all live happening.
Right.
Two people at two locations, we are talking live on Skype. The internet connection should be on all the time. Both places should be lit up. So technically there were 3 cameras at the same time. One is the film camera. So one camera looking at the Skype camera looking at one character and other
looking at the other character.
And it has to be lit there, here. And sometimes the sound would come very slowly.
Right.
The other actor would speak a line and the other
at the other end,
it would come delayed.
Right.
So sometimes we had to adjust accordingly and assume that he has told it and react. You know, so those things and all were very new and difficult. For as an actor, I'm saying, not as a director, but as an actor, that those were a little interesting and difficult.
Right.
Yeah. To truthfully react to something which has not happened, or
Right. And there's a lot of interesting work happening in Tamil cinema now. It's been the case, but there's a certain kind of freshness now, in the newer breed of filmmakers who've come in. Maybe they've made short films, maybe they've not, but it's quite interesting to see that Kakamutta did well at the theaters also. So what's happening there?
See, in Chennai especially, the whole thing started when the short film wave started. That thanks to the digital technology and digital cameras, anyone who has an idea, they could just shoot a film. So some of the channels, they started doing reality shows for short filmmakers.
Right.
So from there actually it started, wherein a person who is not assisted anyone, they can make a film and they can get a producer.
And quite a few came out of that.
Yes, like
Karthik, I think,
Karthik Subbaraj, Balaji Mohan, and
Nalan
Kumarasamy. They are all their first films were big hits, and they're all doing very well now. And Manigan has also done a couple of short films. He's a cameraman, I think. Yeah. And in Chennai audience, one good thing is if the content and the story is good, and if it is released properly, they would come and watch it. It's not like, if, of course, there is this star opening, everything, but they also support content. They like it, they come and watch it, and they talk good about it, and, it just becomes a hit. Just like what happened to Kakamutta. But of course, Kakamutta had Dhanush, Vetrimaran supporting, and since the movie was very good, I think got a very good reception.
Right. So we hope that your film also gets a release and it does well at the theaters.
Thank you so much, man.
Surely has the content and the material to kind of draw in audiences.
Thank you.
We really love the film and wish you all the luck with the film.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.